about advertising. So the marketing mix and what that is, how consumers make decisions about choosing products and services, how to go through a process of marketing planning, the pros and cons of some common advertising vehicles that are out there, some common mistakes that I see organizations making, and then leaving time at the end for some Q&A. Okay, so first of all, the marketing mix and why it matters, and many of you have probably already heard about this or heard these phrases in the past, the 4 Ps, and I think they're very relevant: product, price, place, and promotion. One really key thing is that when we think about marketing, we tend to think first about promotion. It seems to be where our minds go immediately. It is only one of 4 very important elements, and if you don't have all of these elements in balance, your marketing is not going to be effective. So if you don't have a product that people want, if it's not priced at a level that appeals to your audience, if they don't have access to your product, no matter how much promotion you do, how much advertising, which is what we're talking about today, you will not be successful. So if you're advertising a product that isn't of high quality and isn't generating a lot of word of mouth, if the price point isn't right compared to competitors and compared to how they value it, if you don't have access, and I'll show you in a minute another model that's very important when we think about these things, if you don't have access, you can have a wonderful product and a great promotion, but if you can't get to it, that's a problem, and that's going to generate some negative word of mouth. So very important to understand that all these things go together. I think too often we tend to focus on the promotion part of this, on the advertising. We kind of forget that these other things have to be in place. Okay, so this other model that I mentioned, and I really love this model, it's called the diffusion model. And I mentioned I teach courses part-time at the university too in marketing, and so I'm not really big into models very often, but this one I like because I think it's relevant and it applies to any of the communication that we're doing with various audiences. So what happens when we as consumers are making decisions, and this works for decisions of any kind that we might make, first we're prompted by some identified need, right? We recognize that we have a need for something, or we're convinced for some reason that we have a need. Once we identify that need, so this kind of works like a funnel. It starts, most of the people are way at the top, and as the funnel goes down, it gets lower and lower and lower until they use, buy, and have advocacy. But at the very outset, what we as organizations want to be doing in terms of our marketing is generating a level of awareness so that when a consumer has a need for something that we offer, they think of us. So that's why you see so many large companies doing mass media campaigns using traditional media on an ongoing basis because, for instance, E-Trade. How many of you are familiar with the E-Trade baby?
Stupid baby. Oh.
Yeah, really cute, right? I actually read something just recently that they are replacing their CEO because their business isn't doing well, but they're keeping their ad agency, which I think is kind of interesting. I think I know why, maybe. But awareness, they do that to generate awareness so that at some point when people think that they want to invest and they're looking for a company, they rise to the top of mind. And when I was in healthcare, our competition, very often we would joke about this, mom or grandma, got a cold, you call grandma and say, grandma, what should I do? That was an alternative to coming in and seeing one of our providers. It's important to think that way because when you get to the point of creating messages for your audience, what you want to be thinking about are what are the other options they're considering instead of coming to you. So you really want to think broadly. You don't just want to think about the obvious, the other realtor in town or the other massage person or life coach in town. You want to think about what are their other choices, because when you get to the point of messaging, you're going to try to convince them, overcome those barriers or objections to get them to come to see you.